Welcome to Kids A Cookin', where kids come first and cooking is fun. I'm Karen, and today we have Catherine helping us in the kitchen. Catherine, what grade are you going to be in this year?
Fourth.
Fourth grade? Are you ready to get back to school yet?
No.
No, not quite. We wish summer would last a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever made dinner for your family before?
No.
Do you like Mexican food?
Yeah.
Yeah? Where do you usually get Mexican food? Do
El Cazador.
you like to go out to restaurants and get it? Yeah, authentic. That's good. But this recipe, you'll never know the difference. It's really good and it's easy. It goes together in a hurry and you'll be eating in no time. Now, it's really important in recipes to read all the way through from the beginning to the end before you get started. It's important because many recipes have the word divided following certain ingredients, and this means that the ingredient is used in more than one place in the recipe. In this recipe, for instance, the salsa is part of it's poured in the bottom and part of it's mixed with the chicken and the cheese. So reading the directions before you begin helps you to know how to assemble the casserole layers. Be sure you wash your hands before you get started. We've already done that. And then you'll want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Now, as I mentioned before, this recipe has the salsa divided, and we're going to begin by using just 1/2 cup of the salsa. We're going to add that to our 9x9 baking dish, and we've already coated this with cooking sprays for easy cleanup. You ever do dishes at home yet, Catherine? Do you help with the dishes?
Yeah.
It's easier if you spray it with cooking spray, isn't it? Comes clean easier. You don't know?
No.
You don't really help, do you? Okay, we're going to add this. I'm going to go ahead and scoop that out. Go ahead and scoop the rest out and then kind of spread it all over the bottom of that baking dish. Then just move it around so it's all covered. It's not real thick, but you want it just so we can taste it all through the recipe. Now we're going to get our tortillas ready. This recipe calls for 4 6-inch corn tortillas. We're going to use 2 just to start with, and you want to fold them in half, or you can cut them or tear them, whatever works. But if you fold them, they usually break right in half like that. And then we're going to arrange them in our dish with the flat edges along the sides of your dish. I'll let you do this one so that the whole casserole is covered. I'm going to fold that one and then put the other 2 sides in. Just fold it and it will break right in half. Isn't that handy?
Mm-hmm.
And then lay one here on this side and one on that side, and it'll all be covered. Now, to mix up our ingredients, you'll want to use a medium mixing bowl. And we're going to combine our other cup of salsa. We'll pour that in. And then we need 1/3 cup of diced onion. So we already have one here. I'm going to slice it here like this so we can get 1/3 chopped off of this. And then we'll have to measure that. Okay, if you do it like this, it comes right into little tiny pieces for you. It's already diced. Okay, you want to get 1/3 cup of that, Catherine? Put it in the cup and just use your fingers. Go ahead and add that to the salsa. And then we're going to add 1 15-ounce can of black beans that have been drained and rinsed. We've already done that. We've rinsed them in this strainer here. You want to be sure you get that juice off. And when you're choosing your cans, be sure that you don't buy cans that have dents or cracks or rust, or if the lids are bulging. And always remember to wash the top of the can before you open it, because food safety is important even before you open the can. Now we're going to add these. Go ahead and put that in there. And you can stir all that together. To this mixture, we're going to add 1 cup of chopped cooked chicken. Are you ready? You can go ahead and add that, and we're going to stir all that together. That comes right out, doesn't it? Now you're just going to kind of estimate, because you're going to spoon half of your chicken mixture over your tortillas. So we're just going to kind of just look at it and estimate what half would be. And if you pour that on here, like that, then you can use your spoon like we did before. Kind of stir it all around so it's all covered. We'll save that for the next layer. Now we need to measure out 1 cup of fat-free sour cream, or you can use low fat, whatever works for you. We're going to measure 1 cup, which will be for the whole recipe, but we're going to divide this too. So go ahead and spoon that full. This doesn't have to be a real perfect measure. It's kind of a close call. That's good. Now you want to use that spoon and bring that over here. And we're going to just spoon on about half of that. And just spoon it around. You just want to divide it up so it's covering the top. Does that look like about half? And just spread it out. You can set that aside. Now we're going to use our shredded cheese. This is Monterey Jack. It's a blend. You use a cup for the whole recipe. We're just going to estimate half again for this layer. So we can just sprinkle it on like this. You want to sprinkle some? Just divide it around so it's kind of evenly spaced out there. Now you're just going to repeat another layer. So you're going to do the whole thing again. We're going to start with our tortillas. You're going to fold one in half. So you're using 4 total for this recipe. And lay them on just the way we did before. And then we're going to add the rest of our chicken mixture. Spread that around a little bit. Then we're going to add the rest of our sour cream. And go ahead and spoon that over the top. We're going to use it all up. This is our last layer. And then we're going to add the rest of our shredded cheese. And sprinkle that on. Now what you'll want to do is cover this with foil and bake for 35 minutes until it's bubbly. And at that point you uncover it and let it bake for about 5 or 10 minutes longer until the cheese is melted. We have one that's just done baking. Let's get it out and get it while it's hot. Are you hungry?
Yeah.
We'll be right back to try it. The word dice means to cut into tiny cubes. And the most common complaint about dicing onions is the crying that happens when onions are cut. To stop your eyes from watering when dicing raw onions, try putting the onion in the freezer for 10 minutes or in the fridge for 1 hour before dicing. It's the acid in the onion that makes you cry. Then using a very sharp knife might also help you avoid the tears. There are a few steps involved in dicing an onion. The very first thing you want to do is to cut your onion in half. Then you want to lay it on its side and cut off your stem end. You're going to leave the root end intact at this point. That will help hold your onion together while you're slicing it. Then you want to peel off this first layer, which is the onion skin, and it will just peel right off in one strip, usually like that. And clear your cutting board a little bit so you don't get crumbs on your clean onion that you're dicing. Then taking your knife, you want to make a few parallel cuts this way, slicing clear up to the root end. Then turning your knife the other direction, you'll want to make some slices this direction. It's already dicing. And then the last step is to make crosswise cuts all the way through. And your onion will fall into tiny pieces. When you get to the end or the bottom, just throw away that section. This layered casserole is irresistible. Are you ready to give it a try?
Yep.
It smells really good. It looks delicious with those beans and the cheese. And it was really easy to put together, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Is it hot? How's it taste?
Good.
You like that? For more information about this recipe and helpful hints to make cooking easier, visit our website, kidsacookin.ksu.edu. See you next time on Kids A Cookin'.